Hello everyone, hope you all are fine. Welcome to Agram IAS Academy. Let's begin our topic with science and technology. First is microdot technology. Okay, the Ministry of Road Transport and Highways has issued a draft notification amending Central Motor Vehicle Rules, allowing motor vehicles and their parts, components, and assemblies to be affixed with permanent and nearly invisible microdots. Microdot technology involves spraying the body and parts of the vehicle or any other machine with microscopic dots, which give a unique identification. These microdots can be read physically with a microscope and identified with ultraviolet light source. The microdots and adhesive will become permanent fixtures, which cannot be removed without damaging the asset. That is the vehicle itself. And what are the benefits of this? Use of this technology will help check theft of vehicles and also use of fake spare parts. Okay. Next is CSAT-5 technology. Okay. CSAT-5 technology is based on satellite communication to extend connectivity to the unserved areas, including the remote islands and difficult terrains. It is ideally suited to address disasters and emergencies with no other means of communication are available. The cost-effective solution does not require the expensive satellite phones and can work on any Wi-Fi enabled phone. Next is Shakti microprocessor. Okay, and this is India's first microprocessor. YTC News: India's first and indigenous microprocessor Shakti is developed by Indian Institute of Technology, Madras. Okay, microprocessors are the brain of all computing and electronic devices and are used to operate larger high-speed systems and supercomputers. Okay, next is xenobots. YTC News: Scientists in the United States have created the world's first living machines, tiny robots built from the cells of the American clawed frog that can move around on their own. They have named the millimeter wide robots xenobots after the species of aquatic frog found across sub-Saharan Africa, Xenopus laevis. Okay, the xenobots can move toward a target, perhaps pick up a payload like a medicine that needs to be carried to a specific place inside a patient. Next is Dr. Vikram Sarabhai, and he's a father of Indian space program, known as a father of Indian space program. Just here like bio of Dr. Vikram Sarabhai. Okay, as part of centenary year celebrations of Dr. Vikram Sarabhai, father of Indian space program, ISRO has announced its Vikram Sarabhai Journalism Award in Space, Science, Technology and Research. The award recognizes and rewards journalists who have actively contributed towards the field of space, science, applications and research. Vikram Sarabhai set up India's first rocket launch site in Thumba, a small village near the Thiruvananthapuram airport in Kerala. He was also responsible for bringing cable television to India. His constant contact with NASA led to the establishment of satellite instructional television experiment site in 1975. Okay. He was the mastermind behind building India's first satellite, Aryabhatta. He was one of the founding members of the Indian Institute of Management, IIMA. Okay, that's in Ahmedabad. IIM Ahmedabad. Okay. Okay. Next is Mitra crater. Okay. YTC News: Chandrayaan 2's orbiter or mother spacecraft has zeroed in on a crater on the moon named after 20th century acclaimed radio psychiatrist Sisir Kumar Mitra. Just go with this picture thoroughly. Okay. These are the facts over here. Okay. Next is Gaganyaan. Just go with this picture thoroughly, like how the process is done. Okay. ISRO and Russia's Federal Space Agency, Roscosmos, okay, Roscosmos have agreed to work together in India's first manned space mission, Gaganyaan. India is planning to send 3 humans, Gaganyatris, into space in low Earth orbit, LEO, by 2022, by India's 75th Independence Day. Okay, the mission will make India 4th nation in the world after USA, Russia, and China to launch human space flight mission. Next is superconductivity. IISc researchers have reported superconductivity at room temperature. Their finding, now under review, will be a breakthrough if verified. Superconductivity is a phenomenon that so far has been possible only at extremely low temperatures in the range of 100 degrees centigrade below zero. Superconductivity is a state in which a material shows absolutely zero electric resistance. While resistance is a property that restricts the flow of electricity, superconductivity allows unhindered flow. Because of zero resistance, superconductivity materials can save huge amounts of energy and be used to make highly efficient electric appliances. Okay? Lunar Reconnaissance Orbiter, LRO. What's in news? NASA's Lunar Reconnaissance Orbiter spacecraft has snapped images of Chandrayaan 2's Vikram's attempted landing site near the moon's south pole. LRO is a NASA robotic spacecraft currently orbiting the moon. LRO has been described as essential for planning NASA's future human and robotic missions to the moon and locating potential resources on the moon. Next is goldschmidtite. Okay, a new curious mineral has been discovered inside a diamond unearthed from a mine in South Africa. The mineral has been named goldschmidtite after Victor Mortage Goldschmidt, the Norwegian scientist acknowledged as the founder of modern geochemistry. While the mantle is dominated by elements such as magnesium and iron, goldschmidtite has high concentrations of niobium, potassium, and the rare earth elements lanthanum and cerium. Diamonds are found up to 160 km beneath the surface in the upper mantle. Next one is Starlink Network Project. Okay, just go with this picture thoroughly. What's in news? SpaceX, the world's leading private company in space technology, has launched 60 satellites into the low Earth orbit under the Starlink Network project. The Starlink network is one of the several ongoing efforts to start beaming data signals from space. The aim is to provide low cost and reliable space-based internet services to the world. Next one is Lotus HR program. Just go with this picture thoroughly. These are the facts are there. Okay. The second phase of the local treatment of urban sewage streams for healthy reuse Lotus HR program was inaugurated by the Netherlands King Willem Alexander and Queen Maxima. Dutch and Indian companies are contributing to the project by sharing their existing technologies. The first phase of the Lotus HR project was launched in July 2017. Only around 100 to 200 liters per day of sewage water was treated in the first phase. Following its success, the model has been scaled up, which will now treat 10,000 liters per day of sewage water in the Barapula drain. The Lotus HR project is jointly supported by the Ministry of Science and Technology, Government of India, and the Government of Netherlands. Okay. Next one is Vyom Mitra. Okay. Why it's in news? Recently, Indian Space Research Organization ISRO unveiled its first woman astronaut named Vyom Mitra, who will ride to space in the first test flight of the human space mission Gaganyaan. She is half humanoid, capable of switching panel operations, performing environment control and life support systems ECLSS functions, conversations with the astronauts, recognizing them and solving their queries. The humanoid can detect and give out warnings if the environment changes within the cabin. She will simulate the human functions required for space before real astronauts take off before August 2022. She will be sent in a space capsule around the end of 2020 or early 2021 to study how astronauts respond to living outside Earth in controlled zero gravity conditions. The humanoid has been developed by the ISRO Intelligent Systems Unit in Tiruvananthapuram. Okay, next one is planet K2-18b. K2-18b is an exoplanet and is classified as a super Earth. Recently, it was discovered that K2-18b has significant amounts of water vapor in its atmosphere. The planet, initially discovered through the Kepler Space Telescope, is about 8 times the mass of Earth and thus is classified as a super Earth. Okay, a super Earth is a planet with a mass between that of Earth and Neptune. The term super Earth refers only to the mass of the planet and so does not imply anything about the surface conditions or habitability. Okay, next one is Hongyeon project. Why it's in news, China has launched its first communication satellite to provide broadband internet services worldwide. The satellite is the first in the Hongyeon project planned by China Aerospace, Science and Industry Corporation, that is CASIC. The Hongyeon project, started in 2016, aims to build a space-based communications network to provide broadband internet connectivity to users around the world, especially those in underserved regions. Okay. Next one is Deep Ocean Mission. Just go with this picture thoroughly. Facts are there. Okay. Ministry of Earth Sciences plans rupees 8,000 crore deep ocean mission to boost India's sea exploration capabilities. The focus of the mission will be on deeping sea mining, ocean climate change advisory services, underwater vehicles and underwater robotics related technologies. The mission will enable India to develop capabilities to exploit resources in the Central Indian Ocean Basin, that is CIOB. India has been allotted 75,000 square kilometer in the cube by UN International Seabed Authority for exploration of polymetallic nodules. Polymetallic nodules are scattered on the seabed containing iron, manganese, nickel, copper, cobalt, lead, molybdenum, cadmium, vanadium, and titanium. Okay, next one is low Earth orbit, that is LEO. Okay. Low Earth orbit refers to an altitude up to 2000 km or less. A satellite in the LEO can monitor activities on the ground and water surfaces. A low Earth orbit requires the lowest amount of energy for satellite placement. Earth or observation satellites and spy satellites use LEO as they are able to see the surface of the Earth clearly by being close to it. The International Space Station is in a LEO about 330 km to 420 km above Earth's surface. Next one is Aditya L1 mission. Okay. Why it's in news, Indian Space Research Organization ISRO is preparing to send its first scientific expedition to study the sun. Named Aditya L1, The mission, expected to be launched early next year, will observe the sun from a close distance and try to obtain information about its atmosphere and magnetic field. Aditya L1 satellite will be launched using the Polar Satellite Launch Vehicle, that is PSLV, in Excel configuration. The space-based observatory will study the sun's corona, solar emissions, solar winds and flares and coronal mass ejections (CMEs), and will carry out round-the-clock imaging of the sun. Aditya L1 will be ISRO's second space-based astronomy mission after AstroSat, which was launched in September 2015. Next is Bhuvan. Okay. Bhuvan is a web mapping service which allows users to explore a 2D and 3D representation of the surface of the earth. Bhuvan also provides timely disaster support services, domestic and international. Bhuvan was developed by Indian Space Research Organization, that is ISRO. Okay. Next is neutrinos. Okay. Neutrinos, first proposed by Swiss scientist Wolfgang Pauli in 1930. Okay, the scientist's name is Wolfgang Pauli. In 1930, are the second most widely occurring particle in the universe, only second to photons, the particle which make up light. In fact, neutrinos are so abundant among us that every second there are more than 100 trillion of them passing right through each of us. We never even notice them. Neutrinos hold the key to several important and fundamental questions on the origin of the universe and the energy production in stars. They help in detailed investigation of the structure of the earth from core onwards, since they are the only particles which can probe the deep interiors of the earth. Okay, next one is Earth Biogenome Project, that is EBP. Okay, international biologists have launched Earth Biogenome Project, that is EBP, an initiative that aims to sequence and catalog the genomes of all of Earth's currently described eukaryotic species over a period of 10 years. The initiative would produce an open DNA database of biological information that provides a platform for scientific research and supports environmental and conservation initiatives. Okay, next one is terracotta grinder. Here the picture of grinder. Okay, Khadi and Village Industries Commission KVIC launched first ever terracotta grinder. It can be used to grind wasted and broken pottery items for reuse in pottery making. Okay. Next one is Trachea. Haryana Police has adopted a unique barcoding software, Trachea, to ensure that thousands of forensic reports that form the backbone of the criminal investigation system and subsequent trials in the courts of law are not tampered with. Trachea ensures foolproof security of the samples collected from the scene of crime and the forensics analysis reports, and is different from traditional methods. Haryana Police claims it is the country's first police force to be introduce this unique barcoding for forensic reports. It streamlines the functioning of forensic science laboratories. Due to the unique barcoding, only the authorized investigating officers and forensic science experts shall be able to track the crime exhibits and scientific examination reports, reducing the chances of tampering, leakage of the report at any stage. Next one is lignin from agro waste helps make useful nano composites. Just go with this picture thoroughly. Okay. Why it's in news? Researchers have developed a lignin-based nanocomposite which could potentially have commercial value. Lignin is a constituent of the cells of the cell walls of almost all dry land plant cells walls. It is the second most abundant natural polymer in the world, surpassed only by cellulose. It is a complex organic polymer rich in polyphenols with antimicrobial qualities. Burning of post-harvest biomass like straw is common practice among Indian farmers, leading to severe environmental pollution. Hence, researchers converted agro waste into value-added nanomaterials with antimicrobial properties, reducing the pollution and increase the farmer's income. The lignin-based nanomaterial can act as an additive in coating and packaging materials. Okay, next one is National Genomic Grid. Just go with this picture thoroughly. Okay. Recently, the government has announced to set up a National Genomic Grid (NGG). It will study genomic data of cancer patients from India. It will collect samples from cancer patients through a network of pan-India collection centers by bringing all cancer treatment institutions on board. The grid to be formed will be in line with the National Cancer Tissue Biobank, that is NCTB, set up at the Indian Institute of Technology, Madras. Next one is Polycrack technology. Why it's in news? The country's first government-owned waste-to-energy plant was recently commissioned at the Maneshwar Carriage Repair Workshop in Odisha. The plant, a patent technology called Polycrack, is first of its kind in the Indian Railways and fourth in the country. It converts multiple feedstocks into hydrocarbon liquid fuels, gas, carbon, and water. Polycrack technology is the world's very first patent heterogeneous catalytic process which converts multiple feedstocks into hydrocarbon liquid fuels, gas, carbon, as well as water. The plant can be fed with the following: all kinds of exciting plastic, petroleum sludge, unsegregated municipal solid waste, e-waste, organic waste including bamboo garden waste, jathurpa fruit and palm bunch. Next one is Sutra Pick. Okay. The government has unveiled a program, Sutra Pick, or scientific utilization through research augmentation prime products from indigenous cows to research on indigenous cows, to be funded by multiple scientific ministries. The initiative Sutra Pick is led by the Department of Science and Technology. It has the Department of Biotechnology, the Council of Scientific and Industrial Research, the Ministry of Ayush, Ayurveda, Unani, Siddha, Homeopathy, among others, and the Indian Council of Medical Research as partners. And what are the aims and objectives? Scientific research on the complete characterization of milk and milk products derived from Indian indigenous cows, scientific research on nutritional and their therapeutic properties of curd and ghee prepared from indigenous breeds of cows by traditional methods. Okay, development of standards for traditionally processed dairy products of Indian origin cows, etc. Next one is Samudrayan project. Just go with these facts thoroughly. Okay. And basically this project is a part of Ministry of Earth Sciences pilot project for deep ocean mining for rare minerals, and it proposes to carry 3 persons in a submersible vehicle to a depth of 6,000 meters for 72 hours under sea. Okay. The project is expected to become a reality by 2021 or 2022. The project has been undertaken by the National Institute of Ocean Technology, that is NIOT. Okay. Next one is Geosynchronous Satellite Launch Vehicle Mark 3rd. That is GSLV 3rd. Okay. GSLV MK 3rd is a 3-stage heavy lift launch vehicle developed by ISRO. The vehicle has 2 solid strap-ons, a co-liquid booster, and a cryogenic upper stage. GSLV Mk3 is designed to carry 4-ton class of satellites into geosynchronous transfer orbit, that is GTO, or about 10 tons to low Earth orbit, that is LEO, which is about twice the capability of GSLV Mk2. Second. So, GSLV Mk3 launched CARE, Indian Space Capsule Recovery Experiment Module, Chandrayaan-2, India's second lunar mission, and will be used to carry Gaganyaan, the first manned mission under Indian Human Space Flight Program. Okay. The next one is Cartosat-3. Just go with this fact thoroughly. Okay. India's polar satellite launched vehicle successfully launched Cartosat 3 and 13 commercial nano satellites from Satish Dhawan Space Center, SDSC, Sriharikota. Cartosat 3 satellite is a third generation agile advanced satellite having high resolution imaging capability. Cartosat 3 could be potentially used for weather mapping and cartography. It aims to address the increased demands for large-scale urban planning, rural resource and infrastructure development, coastal land use and land cover. Okay, so that's all for today's session. Share our videos with your friends, subscribe to our channel. Stay home, stay safe. Thank you.